Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be playing with the Bloom collection from Fancy Pants Design. And I want to make a circle, nested circle mini album. So the biggest circle here, I believe measures 5 inches. Let's just take a little looky. Nope, I stand corrected. 4.5 is my biggest. So that's going to be the biggest, and then we are gonna fluctuate the size inside so that I can have like the circle of the pattern paper be like the mat, and then take into consideration like something in the middle for a photo and or layer up 2 papers. I also believe I want the size decreasing so that way it will look cute when you're like cascading it down. And we'll put it on a binder ring and go from there. I have been doing these nested albums in the past with other collections, and so this collection is just oh so pretty. I just finished making one other 12 by 12 layout. So I took, every collection comes with 2 pieces of the pattern paper, so I just took off the other pieces, the duplicates, and put them to the side, and that way I'm already just using one of each sheet. And that way, actually, oops, I overtook that one. And that way we have them so that some of them will face forward and some of them will have the back side as well. It's such a pretty collection, and I'm making it with no particular photos to use just yet, but just to see the process. So like I said, I will take a few, we'll do a few that are this size and then go smaller and smaller and smaller, and then cut out some white scrapbook paper to designate like where a photo would go. And that way we can have that variation is what I believe will look good. So we'll do this one and then we'll skip that one, take this one, that way there's delineation. Skip the next one, take that one, skip that one. Yeah, that'll be good. Skip that one, take that one. Do, do, do. Right? About 5 or 6 pages in. Right, yeah, and then when they're all hooked, they'll have that cascade, see? And that'll look pretty good for the Bloom collection, yes. So, let me get out my oh so favorite die cutting machine. Here we are, and my cutting mats. And I still have everything open from the die cuts, but we will get started and making this adorable little album. And now I got to decide and play which one I want the biggest and which one do I want, you know, for like a cover piece. I think will be good for this one. Okay, so the first step is obviously to cut out all these pretty circles for my layout. What I did keep in mind was where I was cutting the circle pattern out of. So for the little front cover, I just wanted something that was very subtle and plain, in order for that little title of my life to stand out rather nicely. For the rest of for the circles, I definitely auditioned out where would be the best cut, because I wanted to keep in mind where a flower would be placed, like in the middle, or if I wanted it off to the side, or if there was you know, a pattern paper that I wanted for one of the larger ones because I could fit a bigger illustration. I kept that in mind. So these are just things that are personal preference when you are creating something similar to this. And no matter what I was gonna say, like that you do, there is no wrong. Like any pattern or combination of these papers will be beautiful in its entirety, because what always helps in making one of these is that when you use at least one collection, you know that all the papers kind of coordinate, the colors will repeat, and there will already be a cohesive look to this mini album. I do like this idea of the cascading sizes in the circles. I've done a mini album before with tags, and I'm sure that there are plenty of creators that have created alternates as well. So I have, you know, here I am just kind of getting in order, definitely liking, and I'm auditioning out the rings on it so that a photo would fit on it, because I will keep in mind that the photos need to be circular as well. And I will use my We Are Memory Keepers punch to get a hole lined up through all of them so that that's a good base. Okay, so I had to put this to the side for a moment and come back to it. So this is the state of our little mini album right now. All I put was my life on there, and then it's all the circles we have already cut. I made the only thing I did as far as order was to make sure that the opening spread would kind of complement each other. So those are both flowers. We had both the blue ones ready to go, etc., etc. So this is what we're working with. I love the pattern papers in this collection. And then both the watercolors would work, and then some of the bigger ones, and then these two would complement each other. Because sometimes if you had that with that, I just thought it was too busy, but if that blended, that was nice. So right now I have my 2 punches out, 2 inch, 2.5. I did a collage of 6 photos on a 4x6. I already used the punch to make sure it would work. And then I did 2 more big ones so that they would be the bigger circles. Yeah, that'll work. On the largest circles on this. And this was just a day at the park recently. She did pretty much everything. We brought the scooter, she climbed, she slid, she swung, she did all the things. So let's punch these out, let's put it in here, and then we will embellish all the little circles in our mini album, and we will wrap this up. All right, so let's get started. So from the base of the album, now I can go on and create all of the photo clusters and embellishment clusters. Having the 2-inch punch definitely helped speed along this process, and it worked out perfectly. I had very little remainder of that 4x6 photo printout, and then just used the 2.5 for some of the bigger ones that would obviously be adorning the largest circles in this mini album. So once I auditioned out which photos would be on what layout, it was just time to play. This is the best part of this whole process. Of course I had to do all the manual labor of cutting out the circles, but truly just playing with all the embellishments and adding your layers and little clusters and tuck behinds, and this whole process was the fun part. So I definitely wanted to create tiny detailed clusters. I made sure to use those enamel dots, I have them right on the bottom of my screen, and creating some of these layouts with these great words. I love the color collection. I love the embellishments. I want to say their peonies is the main flower on all of them. I could be wrong on that, but it was definitely my favorite, and so anytime I got to layer it with anything, it was great. Here I'm actually able to use one of the tags that says who, what, where. I do fill this out with accuracy in my journaling, so this little spread right here, you'll see it on my flip through real quick, but I don't take pictures of it just because it gives where I live and stuff, which is not a big deal. You can know where I live. I live in Florida. But I just know I didn't take a close-up photo. You'll see it in the outro. But yeah, so then I just kind of made sure I didn't want anything hanging off the edges for this little mini album. And then I was using that envelope. You saw me play with that envelope that came in the ephemera pack. So I will use it to place on that green circle above it. And one of the tags actually fits quite perfectly inside. So I kind of just write a cute little simple, sweet, I love my dearest little Valentina. I love you so much. Keep on shining. You are my favorite person. Love, Mom. Just a little something, and sure enough, I'll tell you, so I finish it. You can see her little hands in there. She was definitely watching me do this process, and she was enamored that I was using all these photos from our park day not too long ago, and she was like, oh, that's me, oh, Mommy, I'm climbing, oh, you took all these photos. I'm constantly with my camera taking photos, so of course all the pictures of her climbing the jungle gym and going down the slide and swinging on the monkey bars, I have them all. Her on the swings, just snap a little photo. It's what I do. I'm a memory keeping mom. She is well documented, and so instantly once I was done, she has definitely already taken claim to this little mini album, which is half the fun why I do these things, because she just likes that it's all about her at the park. That warms my heart, right? That's why we do these things. So it turned out adorable. I hope you give it a try. Okay, and that will wrap up this little mini album. I have you zoomed in all the way so that we can flip through it rather quickly, but I went ahead and added a bunch of different colored ribbons that I thought were highlighted in the collection. So that way it'll sit really cute on a hook in my craft room. So we started it off with my life, and really I think it's going to be like Valentina's life, but it was a cute little nod to a park day where the photos that I went with. So as we flip through it, can we see everything? Yeah. I did a little cluster here with a sticker and a die cut at the Palm Beach Park. I did another little cluster. These were just a little too small for my 2-inch hole punch to put a picture on it, so we just made them into little embellishment clusters. We start off with this one on her monkey bars, and I just wrote a day at the park on this beautiful afternoon. And I did a little cluster there. This was the last one you saw me kind of make together, a little cluster. These were all the foam elements, and then these were all die cuts, and I put a little foam piece too. Totally amazing. And then her climbing up the park, you know, contraptions, wondrous. And some of those enamel dots grace some of it too. I have the little envelope up here, and the thing is I made it so that you could view it here, and I did tuck in a little tag so that she can read it later. But when you close it, it closes the images and the thing. So I just put the date we went to the park right there. So I think I'll just leave it open, that way this peeks through. Rather cute. And it's her scootering. She has always loved to scooter. She keeps upgrading her scooter. Then we have this one. That tag worked out perfectly for the size one. A little bit of an embellishment there. And actually, even for this one, let's add a few of these enamel dots. That way it's just a little bit something more on there. Okay. And then for the last one, a little tag and a little moment. So it was the most interesting bush. It had a cutout in the center so kids can like hide in it. I think it was done intentionally, but it made for the cutest little photo. And I put the foam thickers that say little one on there. And I just said that there. Little peach back there. And then the last one, just a selfie of us together. And I wrote, she loved scootering ahead of me along the trail, but she always looked back to see me. And then that's a little selfie moment. So how cute is that? I love this collection bloom. I will leave everything linked down below for your purchasing pleasure. And also though, Fancy Pants does always have me have a coupon code to use, but it is also available, I know, on a cherry on top if you like to do your shopping there, in case you like to buy other collections as well. I hope this circle inlet little album gave you inspiration on how to use your collections in the future. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe if you are new to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and as always, till next time, bye!